Once again, welcome to another audio segment version of the original mail edition. The Jake Hollow Guide on How to Persuade Women. Chapter 2 Assuming. The people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they cannot find them, make them. George Bernard Shaw. You know what you would like to become, or what you want a woman to be for you. Some of you long for danger, or even rebellion. Perhaps you are more elevated. You want to be more creative, more noble, as well as more kind than you ever managed to be. You sometimes feel like you are missing something inside of you. What is your level of self-esteem at this moment? Are you shy, or do you feel inferior? Does this cause you to avoid or mishandle opportunities? How can you strive to feel good about yourself? To accept yourself without overly punishing yourself or feeling insecure? Ask yourself, what are my strengths, and how can I develop them? What are the weaknesses I can correct? In certain places, negatively, that nebulous sense, that not all is well can confuse growth. Do not accept being in a negative environment, or being with people who have negative behaviors. What I usually like to ask is, what are you looking for in a woman? Think hard and clearly before you answer. Are you looking for a one-night stand or a relationship? If it is a relationship, then what is your vision in this life? What kind of intimate relationship do you want? What is most important to you? Passion and romance, a companion, or a family? And, what are your strategies for finding a partner? What is most important to you in choosing a partner? What are the least important qualities in a partner that would be nice to have, but that you could do without if you had to? How important is emotional closeness to you, compared to sexual excitement? Before you read the next paragraph, seriously answer these questions and reflect on your answers. Your ability to persuade relies upon the level of credibility that you have with women in general. When you speak, do they believe you? Unless they do, there is no possibility that you can influence them to do what you want. Women will listen to you, but they will not act until they believe you. Let me stress that one more time, women will not act unless they believe you. Do you follow? Therefore, if you are out making an effort to pick up women, you should always be thinking, will she believe me? Unless you have built enough confidence along with some credibility, she will not give you the time of day. She will feel that you are trying to manipulate her and are being untruthful. Here are 3 things you should never assume, because if you do, you shall make an ass out of you and me. 1. Never assume she is not interested in you, even if it is true. 2. Never assume that she understands you, even if she does. 3. Never assume that she believes you, even if she says she does. You may meet a woman that you are truly interested in, but she waves you off and walks away from you. You can talk and speak to her about how wonderful she is, or what may just be around the corner, if she stays and gives you a chance. It will not mean a thing, however, unless you convince her that you are a sincere man, and that you really do have the power to make it happen. Whatever you do, do not whine. It is a big turn-off for women. Do not be offended by a woman's natural unwillingness to believe you. Remember that she lives in a world where men approach her with pick-up lines every day. She cannot possibly believe everything she hears or take everything at face value. It would be a short trip to disaster for her. She can be attracted to you, while at the same time she's afraid of being physically abused by you. After all, she does not know you. She just met you. Therefore, she may stay distant, unattainable by men who desire her. The fear of being abused, hurt or raped is the biggest concern most women have when men approach them. Women like to watch their surroundings from afar. As a result, she will watch how you act with others, to make sure you will not physically or mentally hurt them. Women want to be sure they can trust you before getting physically vulnerable with you. Women will test you to see if you are safe or not. Respect her for being cautious, because there are many dangerous men and it is not worth the risk if she goes home with a man who could hurt her. Your choice is to not take it personally. Instead, do something to create trust, while you move at her pace. Do not overly complicate things by overthinking the next point. Do not ever doubt that your instincts are accurate. Realize, however, that at times it is difficult to tell the difference between the mental chatter of overthinking and the voice of intuition. Follow your hunches. All women love romance and having attention focused on them. It is your responsibility and obligation to understand how to create romantic situations and feelings in women. Do not fool yourself into believing this is not true. Not all women are looking for the exact same thing, and their desires vary greatly. No matter what, however, all women in the end want the feelings that come from being romanced. Romance is the key to melting a woman's heart and having her want you. In a short-term relationship, romance plays a large role, especially if you want to sweep them off their feet and into your bed. In a long-term relationship, romance is what holds it all together over time. Romance is what will make the relationship stay fun and fresh, and lets the sex last for years. Women love knowing you are thinking about them. Even if you are not, you must take actions that make them believe you are thinking of them. Then they feel romanced. They are often thinking of you. They want to know that you appreciate it when they give their bodies to you. They want to make sure you respect them. Another important rule you must remember is that you do not, and I shall emphasize this, you do not make a play on women who are attached to people you personally know. Doing this not only makes you look bad, but it shows that you cannot find women on your own. In the end, it may not be worth the price you pay, since you will be seen as lower than dirt, and the same will be returned to you someday when you least expect it. Are you one of those people who are attracted to those who are attached to others? You want to possess them and steal them away. You can believe all you want to about desire, but in the end, much of it has to do with vanity and greed. I fight for what I believe in. I do not let others sway me from my values to achieve their own ends. I demonstrate loyalty to those who have remained devoted to me, and I let them know they are appreciated. Section 1. Analyze. I know and fully understand that most of you do not look at details when you go out, but women are completely the opposite. So, when you go out, be creative about the details, and choose where you plan to go carefully. Dress well, have clean clothes on, smell good, and have breath mints on you. Your place and your car should be clean. Cleanliness is important since it gives women one less thing to be distracted by. It also shows them that you have put thought, time, and energy into creating an event for them. Take the time to look great. Your appearance is important, not because others really care what you look like, but because you act your best when you feel good about how you present yourself to the world. Women are motivated either by the possibilities of your offer or by the perceived necessity of making a move. When talking to a potential thinker, you must stress to her the exciting benefits of making a move. When persuading a woman who is a necessity thinker, stress the penalties of not changing. Women are this way because of self-interest. They sort things out internally or externally out of concern for others. In some, it is an extreme, but in most, it is much more subtle. Analyze the way she talks, and decide whether she sorts internally or externally. If she is an internal sorter, appeal to her self-interest. If she is an external sorter, stress the benefits that are around her. There are some women who care very deeply about what others think, while there are others who could care less. I have learned that this is called field dependence versus field independence. To a field-dependent woman, stress how much you will appreciate her going along with you. To a field-independent woman, emphasize how she must take a larger role and make bold decisions. When you reach a certain status, many of you create an illusion that you are in an untouchable box. You learn later on in life, however, that this is only an illusion. You believe yourself genetically gifted, and that you did not require training as much as others did in your field, and this is where you made your mistake in your game. You must always practice, train your whole being continuously. She may look viciously sexy, nevertheless, do your homework on her first. Do not mess around in the sheets with damaged women. She may be significantly elevated in the wild sex department, but in the long run you are going to get stuck carrying more baggage, or worse, you may lose yourself. By latching onto these kinds of women, You dodge having to deal with your own shortcomings. So do yourself a favor, and stay away from women that have problems. Both you and she will only be focused on her. As a result, it might seem like she is into you, even worships you, but your limits and weaknesses will go completely unnoticed. Avoid those high-maintenance headaches. Focus on yourself, on what you really want, and I do not mean from a relationship. If you are only looking for fun, then do not see her more than once or twice. Do not let amazing sex or a hot body compromise that. You deserve the best, not second or third best. If you are a single man, who just settles for anyone and is miserable, it is because that is what you secretly crave to be. Seriously think about it, and then tell me I am wrong. When you are truly ready to let go, you will finally find a real relationship instead of always being miserable. Your judgment is especially good, so do not entertain any self-doubts. First, study what is at hand, and then move forward with a plan of action. It is important to find the right woman for your life. Why accept second best, and spend 5 to 50 years working at a relationship you would rather not have? You are, in truth, throwing away a large part of your life. This is unnecessary and sad, especially since a truly loving relationship is within your reach. For those of you that are just dating, always have a backup plan in case your date stands you up or shows up late. This way your day or evening is not ruined. How can I say this, you ask? Life can throw you off guard, if you do not watch yourself. While you are waiting, bring a book, a Kindle to read or a laptop to keep yourself busy. Flirt with women who work there, and enjoy the time that you spend there. After waiting for 30 minutes, leave with a smile and do not take it personally. Do not call or text to ask for her reasons for not being there. Stay positive. Do not dwell on her not keeping her word. Enjoy your time on your own and control your life. Do not give it away to your date. Do not be angry, upset, or feel humiliated. Do not throw away control of your life. When you think of relationships, you normally think of how your partner is treating you, whether you are happy, or if she listens to you. You tend to weigh the pros and cons of the relationship, and then consider how you feel about your partner. Am I right or wrong on this? However, what if your happiness in your relationship has as much to do with how you feel about yourself, as it does with how your partner is treating you? Have you noticed that leaving one relationship and beginning a new one does not necessarily solve everything? At first, you may think this person is different, and that you will be happy forever. The honeymoon feelings can last anywhere from 3 months to 3 years, but eventually problems crop up again. The kicker is that you take yourself with you wherever you go. This includes your own baggage and self-esteem issues, and you can be sure that how you are feeling about yourself will affect how you see your partner. Here are 3 ways you could be sabotaging your relationship because of self-esteem issues. 1. Your self-esteem is an indication of what you feel you deserve in a loving relationship. You know that, intellectually, you believe you deserve to be loved and cherished. However, the unconscious mind is powerful, and if unconsciously you have feelings of inadequacy, insecurity, or failure, you can sabotage a loving relationship without even realizing it until it is too late. For example, if on some subconscious level you feel that you do not really deserve happiness, you could think that your partner is too good for you and fear one day he will figure this out and leave. You may handle this insecurity by provoking fights with him, challenging and threatening him until he does leave. Then you will say to yourself, "You see? I knew he would leave me." 2. Another way your self-esteem can influence your relationship is if you have difficulty asserting yourself. You may be afraid of confrontation, and see all discussions as replays of traumatic conflicts you experienced in your childhood, so you avoid and minimize conflict, never resolving the issues. Over time, these unresolved issues fester and become resentments, which lead to feelings of detachment and a lack of intimacy in the relationship. 3. Maybe low self-esteem affects your tolerance level. You cannot deal well with frustration or stress and often explode, blaming your partner for some minor infraction, when in reality you feel powerless and out of control. Those who are considered rageaholics, RA for short, say that they feel like they are walking on eggshells. Instead of having loving feelings toward you, they feel fearful and anxious about openly discussing concerns. Therefore, they hide their feelings, lie to avoid confrontation, and incur more anger when the lies are discovered. This dance of anger can be extremely toxic to relationships. If you had a great day at work, got a promotion or positive feedback from your boss, and then come home and your partner is late, or did not pay a bill, how do you think you would react compared to a situation in which your boss berated you, or you got a speeding ticket, and your partner did the same thing? The situation at home is the same, but your self-esteem is in a very different place. Therefore, it is not your partner creating the angry reaction, it is your feeling about yourself in the present moment. As you learn how to raise your self-esteem, and to communicate calmly and reasonably, these steps will create a ripple effect that will positively influence how you feel about your partner and the loving quality of your relationship. This is not about blaming yourself for everything that is wrong in your relationship, and it is not to say that your partner must not work on her own self-esteem and communication skills. However, it is important to acknowledge that how you feel about yourself in the moment affects your perception of what is happening, along with the way in which you choose to deal with it. It is true that both of you must take responsibility for what you contribute to and contaminate in your relationship. Just changing your feelings about your self-worth can help improve all your relationships, and how you deal with life's challenges. Section 2. Real No. Learn to truly pay attention to women when they say no. I agree that sometimes their no is really a yes, but do not get fooled and misunderstand their real no's, because you are letting your overheated hormones cloud your judgment as justification. This is dangerous, and it could be considered rape, even if you can justify that she gave in to you freely in the end. It could be that she fears that you could physically hurt her. When you get to this point, always ask her if she is sure, if she wants you as bad as you want her. By asking, you know that it is a mutual feeling. If she is drunk, I personally will not take advantage of her whatsoever. Rule number 1, make sure you control your hormones, rather than letting your hormones control you. This way you will not get yourself in trouble, and you will know her real no's from the fake no's. Some men are like needy little boys who will beg, or try to cajole and manipulate women, while other men will become obviously upset, believing that women owe them some sexual favor. There are men who will even wear women down by begging for sex. All of these acts, in women's eyes, make you look like a boy, not a real man. Women and men like me do not respect wannabe men who act like little boys and cannot take care of themselves. They are wimps. They become like worms to women, and women do talk and share this information with others. I'm not talking about cuckold situations. Guys like this will have useless excuses, or come off with smart aleck remarks like, "I still get lucky." However, the women they're getting lucky with are usually of the lowest quality. Truly hot, sexy, secure women will disqualify them or just take advantage of them. I am not here to debate with you or judge you, but to help you fully understand that some things are more important than sex. Self-respect is far more important than a momentary sexual experience. Once you build real self-respect and real confidence, it will be easier to be successful with women. I want you to fully understand this, and even write it down as a reference. I know all this because I have been a loser at one time. Near the end of my relationship with Jezebel, I became a disappointment to Jezebel and myself. I went to jail while protecting Jezebel. Deep down I wanted out of that relationship, so that I could become who I really wanted to be. Who I am now. A man without self-respect is not sexually attractive to women, as this shows a lack of self-esteem. Is this what you truly want? If you do, then continue pursuing your life the same way. This will make you a loser with no self-respect, no self-confidence, no self-esteem, no self-belief, and so on. Now, do you want to change or not? I cannot help you until you are 100% ready to commit to change. You will have to work hard for it. If you are truly ready, then ignore any negative thoughts about being a loser, or that you ever were a loser. Put your old self to rest and reinvent yourself. Work extra hard on your ability to have fun. Be positive, be playful, be strong, and be consistent. Do not be attached to a particular outcome. With this, you will be successful both in general and with women. Whatever you do, do not be too much of a nice guy. There are women who are sadistic and will take advantage of men who are overconfident or have no self-respect. These women will act innocent and even act like victims. They will steal away your precious time, toy with you sexually, take your money, and then ditch you and laugh at you. Whatever you do, do not blame these women. Look deep down inside yourself and see what you can change, and what you can bring out that will make you alive. Ask yourself, what can I alter to create the world I want to be in? Women love men chasing them, and they love men desiring them. It gets them hot and makes them feel powerful. Women like to know that you are persistent, not stalking, and worthy of their affections. You as a man love the accomplishment of having women who seem impossible to have. You love the conquest. It is your job as a man to pursue what you want. On the other hand, out of respect to sane women, they always have the final say. You must always go at their pace and push until they say stop. You must have your own life, as should the woman, before you get involved in a romantic relationship or get married. I love women who look like supermodels in the evening, but who, in the daylight, without makeup, still look naturally beautiful. I know her face, but I do not know who she is, for I believe I have found her, but then lost her. Section 3. Women want it too. Do not assume only men want sex. There are plenty of women who want to have sex, and then get rid of you afterward. Some of you may be shocked knowing that there are women who just want sex from you without any relationship, but this is true. The difference between men and women is that men like to be called studs, while women do not like to be labeled sluts. Men who just want sex act like it, while women who just want sex act as if they want romance, adventure, or a relationship. It is up to you to make them feel comfortable so they can open up to you by showing them that you are not judgmental, that you are open-minded and not a big mouth. My advice is not to worry about her hopes for a relationship. She may be only checking you out for sex. Nevertheless, if she really does want a relationship, she will have the same opportunity you have. If she desires you badly enough and it clicks, then she can work on convincing you to have a relationship with her, like my former wife Shoshana and former girlfriend Jezebel did with me. You will only get to know this as you spend time with her. Some men stay for the wrong reason, maybe guilt, or maybe because they do not want to be treated that way. Practice with a smile and flirt with every woman you see. Just say hi when going to your regular corner store, your everyday coffee shop or nightclub. I would not recommend that you sleep with every woman you meet right away, but qualify her first by going to a cafe for 30 minutes. Your chances of fulfilling your aims are actually quite good. But unless you believe in yourself, your chances of achieving everything you are capable of are almost nil. When you are persistent in making her feel good, you are getting past her "I'll give him a chance" attitude. In the long run, she will either see how wonderful you are and want to continue seeing you, or she will tell you to get lost. Women are not here to make your life easy, and you should stop expecting them to simplify things for you. Women love a challenge, so if she accepts a date with you, make yourself sound as if you have a busy life, but are still accessible. You will be more interesting to her. Make sure your date is at a place and time that works for you, in case she does not show up. Section 4. History. At one time, it was quite clear how to approach women. Men would ask women out, and were expected to pay for every date. Men would propose marriage. In those times, the rules were clear and defined. If a woman were to make the first move, she was looked at as loose and a shameless slut. Throw away those old rules. We are no longer living in a world where men are men and women are women. The roles have changed. Today women have more freedom. They are in the same job market as men. They do not hide how they feel, they go out to get what they want and whom they want. Women and men are open, honest, and direct about topics that were once taboo. However, With this freedom comes power and a great deal of confusion. Even though the old rules were restrictive before, at least they gave us the confidence of familiarity. Women knew what to do. Women knew what the man's role was, and men knew what the woman's role was. But if men and women each have an equal say in dating and relationships, then who is supposed to make the next move? Single men and women today feel enormously pressured to live up to a certain standard in all areas of their lives, from their careers to their appearance to their love lives. If you do not want to settle for anything less than excellence, then you must teach yourself how to clearly, and naturally, achieve your goals. I have used many honest and sincere lines on women that worked very well, and still do. When I met my former wife, she was 19 years old and worked in a clothing store. I pursued her until I cornered her, and just told her she had nice eyes, and handed her my phone number. That day alone I gave out my phone number to over 10 different women. We got together twice, but I was not interested in a serious relationship, nor was she. One day she came to me with a line that I sometimes use on difficult women, only she reversed it on me. She said, "Have you ever been to a club, and you noticed this one hot, sexy girl that's standing out more than all the rest, but you won't make the time of day for you? But if she would just give you just one chance, you could show her a life she was missing. Do you agree?" I smiled, for I knew the answer and agreed with her. She added, "Well, I'm the girl that's asking you to give her that same chance, instead of disregarding me just like you would want that girl to give you a chance." Let me tell you, I was surprised, but my own line got her the result she wanted. My ex-wife and I are now best friends, and we still watch over each other. She has told me that because of me, she has gained confidence, self-esteem, and self-respect. Section 5 Plan Forward. Most of you are so used to failing with women, that you expect the worst outcome. Holding on to negative beliefs and pessimistic attitudes will give you what you have always gotten: poor results. I call this a self-fulfilling prophecy. What I want from you is to reverse this. From this moment on, every day you will plan for success. Now, are you in agreement with me or not? If not, then I have more work ahead of me than I thought. It is very crucial that you plan and be ready for things to go your way, but have a backup plan just in case nature itself has an unforeseen surprise waiting around the corner. For example, you want her to be somewhere at 8 p.m. because you have a special telegram to be delivered to her in your presence, but she does not show up. An emergency just happened that she had to deal with. If you are not ready, you will end up looking stupid, and the only one you will be able to blame is yourself. Keep your work and love life separate. Never meet dates on days you are working or doing an important activity. Do not mess up your personal schedule for a date. Once she is your full-time girlfriend or wife, it is a very different story, but not before. Besides this, at all times you must remember that your work is more important than women, especially during the beginning stage of a relationship. It is lunacy to put your job in jeopardy to date women, no matter how hot and attractive they may be. Your first date should be in a quiet place like a cafe. It is very important to ask her questions about herself, without sounding as if you were interrogating her. Slowly find out what she is looking for in a man and what turns her off. With this knowledge, you will also learn about her dislikes, her interests, and which topics to avoid. All this will help you plan your next date with her, assuming you both click on this short date. Section 6 Managing your time. Timing is everything in all you do. When you want to go for that first kiss, and you are both in that moment, just go for it. Do not do it a few minutes later, or next week. Do it now. When the moment is present, make your move. Do as I do. Grab her quickly by the back of her neck, kiss her on the mouth, push her away, and then apologize for being too forward. Her lips were just driving you crazy. I act ashamed and embarrassed, while she is stunned that her lips overpowered my will. It is the ultimate compliment to her. Just think about this scenario in your mind. Managing your confidence level with women is one of the most important things you can do. The biggest mistake men make to destroy their confidence is to look to women for assurance that their date is going well. Learn to go with your gut. When you are acting with complete confidence, you are present in the moment and paying close attention to what is going around you. If you worry, you will, and I mean will, miss it, and mess up. Your attitude should always be one of confidence and caring, yet you should be a bit distant. Know that if she will not kiss you back, it is not a big deal because someone else will. You must show her that she is special, no matter what the outcome, and that you enjoy her company. However, do not validate yourself by your failure or success with this woman, today or any other day. The best thing about bad dates is that you walk away with a great story, and little doubt that the person is not the one for you. End of Chapter 2. Assuming. Stay tuned for the next